So today, we're going to dive into a pretty cool story about a Pakistani university that, get this, wasn't born in some quiet lecture hall, but in the super fast-paced world of finance. It's this incredible journey from a powerful corporate vision to a totally new kind of academic institution. This is the story of KASBIT.
Okay, so to really get KASBIT, you have to understand this one thing. It wasn't just started to be another school. Not at all. It was actually born from a really powerful idea. A very specific vision for what Pakistan needed to truly compete on the global stage.
And this quote right here from the founder Khadim Shah Bukhari, this is pretty much the DNA of the whole institution. The ambition wasn't just to open up another university, it was to create a brand new benchmark, a gold standard for international level education, but right there inside Pakistan.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. The whole vision came from the KASB group, a huge player in Pakistan's financial world. The founders saw this massive gap, between what students were learning in the classroom and what the international business world actually needed from them. In KASB, well, it was created to be that exact bridge.
So how do you even do that? How do you take a vision born from the corporate world and turn it into a brand new kind of university? Well, you start by building it on a completely different foundation.
So when KASBIT opened its doors back in September of '99, this wasn't just another private institution, cutting a ribbon. No, they were doing something fundamentally different, something that had literally never been done before in Pakistan's higher education sector. And here's what made it such a game changer. Instead of setting up as a traditional trust, KASBIT registered as a corporate body with Pakistan's SECP. Now that might sound like a technical detail, but it was huge. It meant they were running the university with the same kind of rigor and structure you'd find in a top-tier financial firm.
Okay, so you've got this bold new idea, this unique structure. But look, in the world of education, a cool idea means nothing if you don't have credibility, right? So the next phase for KASBIT was absolutely critical. They had to build a rock-solid reputation for quality, and they had to do it fast.
And they didn't waste any time. By 2001, they had earned the charter to award their own degrees. Just a year later, boom, they get ISO 9001 certification. That's an international stamp of quality management. And then, the big one. Pakistan's Higher Education Commission gave them its highest possible ranking, the W4 category. Each of these steps was just another major vote of confidence.
So, with that foundation of quality totally locked in, the stage was set for the next big chapter, growth. This is when KASB really started to evolve from its specialized beginnings into a much more comprehensive university, expanding both what it taught and where it was located.
Yeah, see, it all started out super focused on management and IT, which makes sense given its corporate roots. But today, it's a whole different ballgame. We're talking a full spectrum of programs, BBA, BS, all the way up to MBA, MS, and even PhDs across a ton of different fields.
And it wasn't just about adding more courses. They grew physically, too. I mean, Karachi's a massive city, right? So they did something really smart. They set up 3 distinct campuses, the main one in SMCHS, another in Hyderi, and a third in Gulshan, making their unique brand of education accessible all across the city. All right, so let's fast forward to today. How does an institution that was built on a 20th century vision stay relevant and thrive in the 21st century? Well, for KASBIT, the answer was a really smart, strategic pivot toward research, global standards, and of course technology. They basically broke it down into 3 key moves. First, they created an office for research and innovation, making sure their work has a real impact in the business world. Second, they started pursuing global affiliations like the AACSB. That's a huge deal. It's the hallmark of the world's best business schools. And third, they went all in on digital transformation. Now, last part, the tech piece is so important. This is where their deep roots in information technology really come back into play. They've built this fully integrated hybrid learning model, and what that means is technology isn't just an add-on, it's the very core of how they deliver a modern, flexible education that's built for the students of today. So, after all the growth, all the accreditations, and all the modernization, what's the one thing that still guides KASBIT today? Well, it all comes back to that founder's vision and this powerful, enduring legacy of trust.
And it all boils down to this idea they call the tradition of trust. The founder's legacy is carried on by his son, Chancellor R.F. Ali Shah Bukhari. As a nonprofit, every bit of revenue gets reinvested right back into the school, into better facilities, into student scholarships.
The core mission hasn't changed one bit. It's all about cultivating creativity and entrepreneurship, just like they planned from day one. So what's the big takeaway here? KASBIT's story is a pretty amazing example of how you can stay true to a core mission of quality while constantly adapting to the modern world. It really shows how a unique vision can not only survive but absolutely thrive. It's a powerful model for bridging that gap between industry and academia.